What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Jeudy, and CeeDee Lamb working this high point drill, working this goal line fade drill at the combine here. We're just mainly going to talk about the release and their ability to go up and get this ball, okay? So let's get started. So the first one we're going to talk about Jeudy here. Now, I apologize for a little bit of poor quality. It didn't have a close-up video, but this is what we're going to work with. So off the line of scrimmage, I want to talk about why they're working this release and then the mechanics behind the release, okay, which makes it so great for them. So you see how they take one hard step here, then they kind of freeze them, okay? So they stay here, one hard step, then they get this little hesitation move, right? Devontae Adams is a great NFL comparison for that little kind of hesitation off the line, then he gives a 1-2 and gets separation, right? So we kind of give this hesitation right here, and what this is going to do to an actual corner is it's going to freeze him, right? So I want to freeze him, and then I want to leave him inside. So freeze him and then leave him. So when I freeze him with that little hesitation here, 1-2. Now, you see when he goes 1-2, we want to sell like I'm just working this hesitation here, taking one step and I'm running a slant, or I'm taking this thing inside, whatever I'm doing, but I want to sell like I'm going to the inside. But how do I do that? I do that with my upper half. That's what sells it. So you see how when he comes here, he goes 1-2. Now, you see how his upper half turns. That's what gets him to separation. That's what gets you separation against a DB. Yes, I know this is T-shirt and shorts, but everybody has to build. Everybody has to do something to make them better, and in their case, make them better on Sundays, right? So your head and your shoulders got to be violent, but your lower half has got to stay underneath your frame because that's where you stay explosive. Your upper half is what gets the DB to turn because this DB right here, I know it's a coach in this scenario, is going to be looking at your numbers. He's going to be looking at that jersey. So if you're violent with your upper half and you turn that number, this DB is more likely to lean inside, to lean inside or hell, even sometimes commit his hips, right? That's the whole goal. We want to freeze him off the line here, 1-2 and leave him to the inside, then burst up field, and then you see this ball comes up, and we go up and high point this thing. We're going to get a better look with CeeDee Lamb. Let's watch this thing full speed. Jeudy's a little bit smoother with this move than Lamb is, right? Lamb kind of takes these little choppy steps, right? One hesitation, left, right. Okay, your upper half's violent and your feet are sudden. Let's watch it full speed again. So hesitation, 1-2. Freeze him off the line, leave him inside, go up and catch this ball, high point this thing. Okay, so now you're going to see same idea here with CeeDee Lamb. Let's watch it full speed. Hesitation, 1-2. Now you see he takes those little chatter steps. Jeudy was a little bit smoother, but again, going up and high point this thing, we're going to talk about the catch as well. So you see how he comes here. So freeze him, and then he takes these little extra steps right here. When Jeudy did this, it was just a freeze him, 1-2. But see, he takes like a little bit of extra steps, which is fine. I mean, it accomplishes the same thing, just Jerry's was a little bit smoother, okay? But again, we're going to talk about the mechanics of this motion. So when he goes 1-2, look at his upper half and look at his feet. So when I want to be explosive right here, guys, with my feet on a release, I want to be pushing off the inside arch of my foot, and I want to keep my toes forward. Why is that? Because we want to be able to keep my hips and my legs underneath myself in an explosive position. You want your upper half to be violent, right? So his toes stay straight forward here. This is a better look at it. And look where the weight is. He's trying to push. He's trying to sell like he's just cutting inside right now. So he's trying to go here, push, push. And now you see his upper half. What's turning? His number. His eyes are real violent. He's giving a little bit of head and shoulder lean, right? And then he catches himself with his right leg. You look at that shin angle. He's on the inside arch of his feet, and his toes are forward. It's like you're playing basketball and you're working a crossover, guys. All you're doing is just going 1-2. Pushing off the inside arch of your feet. And now reason also why we're on that inside arch is because you see when he's pushing back out to run this fade, he's got some explosion. If his shin angle was straight up and down and his feet were flat-footed, he'd be pushing up and his butt would pop up and then he'd be slow and he'd have no explosion, right? Because if I'm going to freeze him off the line here, right, freeze him and then leave him inside with my move here, I want to make sure that I continue to get separation because let's say this isn't a goal line situation. Let's say it's a fade deep downfield, right? I want to be able to leave him and then continue to get separation, and that starts from explosion, right? I got to have some explosion off the inside arch of this foot. I got to push off the inside arch of this foot, pump my arms, and explode out, right? So in a goal line situation, not as much, but I still don't want to lose separation at this point. And now the ball's coming. Now we're going to talk about this high point. So you see when he goes up to make this catch, I get this question asked a lot, what are the mechanics of catching, right? How do I improve my hands? You see when he's making this catch, this ball's in his fingertips, right? Or not his fingertips, but his fingers, excuse me. He's not letting this thing bounce off of his palm. That's where we want to be. That's a strong grip. Anytime we go up for a jump ball, catching traffic, whatever it may be, we want to go up with a strong grip. And you see how the ball is in his fingers. It's not letting him bounce off this palm. When you guys have that ball bounce off your hands, you feel like you're not quote unquote receiving the ball, you're just everything's bouncing, that's probably the case. We want to stay in my fingers, go up and catch this thing, and now you see here when he comes down, I would like to be in this position here and go right to the tuck, but again, that's easier said than done, especially when you're going up that high for the ball and you got to worry about getting 2 feet down. But again, go up with a strong grip and make sure I'm violent to the tuck. But that's a great job by CeeDee Lamb. Could have been a little bit smoother with the release, just a little. I want to freeze him and then 1-2, but a little bit extra steps, but that also works too. There are situations you got to have multiple things off the line, right? You can just hesitate, then go, hesitate, give it a little chatter, 1-2, right? Just the first one's a little bit smoother and a little bit quicker. That's the only thing I could say, but the mechanics of the double move was the right thing. Let's watch it full speed one more time. So coming off, 1-2. Violent head and shoulders, push off the inside arch, keep those toes forward, then go up and make a play. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Please leave in the comments any questions you guys might have. I would really appreciate that. I'll make sure to get back to you, and I'll see you guys next time.